Ladies and gamers, welcome to BelleNOiRtv. My name is BelleNOir and you are watching Cast My Game episode number 12. As my webcam turns on and light starts to come through the lens so you can see me. Alright, so what is this show all about for any newcomers? This show, of course, is about me casting the replays that you guys send me. We are doing 3 replays per cast, which usually amounts to 1 hour of content. 1 hour of content for you. So welcome everybody tuning in. Appreciate your interest. TV Spectre tuning in. Oh my god, I feel like a celebrity. Wow. Alright, so to start things off, we're going to jump into a ZVT. Before we do, let me just tell you that in case you have any replays that you would like me to cast, you can always send them to BelleNOiR@cisnam.cz with the title Cast My Game, including a short description in the body of the email saying who the player is, because otherwise it might be kind of hard for me to tell. So please tell me which one of the 2 players is you, and roughly a short description of what roughly transpired in the match, so that it is easier for me to pick the replays. Sometimes I will just go through them, blasting through it at ×8 speed. Sometimes I will not look at them at all. So if you tell me that something like nukes everywhere, probably not gonna look at it. No, just enough for me that there are nukes, and that's all the awesome I will ever need. So to start things off, let's go to a ZVT on Icon Wastes. This is going to be a game between Idra Fanboy, the Zerg player, and someone named barcode Del F, or D barcode F. I don't know which one. That's going to be the Terran player. So let's jump right into this. Both guys, of course, are masters, as we come to expect in this show. Just checking if the overlay switched. Yes, it has. Absolutely awesome. On Echo and Wastes in the top left, we do have the Idra Fanboy, Zerg player wearing red colors. And in the bottom right, we do have the Blue Terran. Just gonna call him Del, because this is a really weird name. Right. So I don't know, but for some reason, I don't know what's your experience, guys, but for some reason, games on Acheron Wastes in the TVZ matchup tend to last quite long, where, you know, some form of a split map scenario occurs when the players kind of just divide the map like this, diagonally, or divided like this through the center. Huh. Idra Fanboy scouting for proxies. Maybe this is a ladder game and he got proxied before. Where is this drone actually waypointed? It's waypointed through all the weird locations that the Terrans might be thinking of putting proxy racks. Of course, you can never scout all the location of this on this map for proxy racks, because you can hide stuff every fucking where on this map. Meanwhile, we do see the Terran player Del is getting a gas. Let me just check the timing of the gas. Well, pretty fast gas. Not the fastest gas, but a pretty fast one. I reckon he's gonna have like 46 gas, or maybe 36 when something like that when the barracks finishes. Oh, even less. So actually, that gas wasn't actually fast. It was actually behind. Expansion going down for the Zerg player. Gas going down. Pool going down. Everything standard. Well, gas going down before the pool is, you know, it's just a safety measure. You want to have that link speed up as soon as possible. Some Zergs that prefer to play a little bit more greedy. Just get the pool and then follow it up with a gas, but that's asking for trouble if you want to know my opinion. And just judging by the production time, if you ever scout the turn like this, and you see the barracks starts working, you can start counting time. The production time of a marine is 29 seconds. If after 29 seconds you saw the barracks start working, a marine doesn't pop out, 100% time it is going to be a Reaper. So by that you also know that the Terran has a gas. That's if you've been denied the gas scout. And the Reaper is going to start and work away on some of these drones. Let's see, one save there. Oh, is he going to? Oh, he saves the second drone as well. Will he be able to save the third one? The Reaper is hungry for kills. Got 0 so far. Pro saves there by Idra fanboy so far. The Reaper is going to take out Zerglings bit by bit here. One more hit on that one. There it goes down. Needs time to heal up a little bit, but this is all the time the Zerg needed to buy actually, because the Queen is out. It is going to start moving towards the Reaper, but a second Reaper joins the fray, and actually not producing a third Reaper. In the start of Heart of the Swarm, most Terrans had been producing 3 Reapers so that they could 2-shot drones, and then they realized that they don't actually need the third Reaper, that 3-shotting drones with 2 Reapers is almost as good as 2-shotting them with 3. So this is going to be defended in a little bit here, because the link speed is very close to being done. There is ample amount of Zerglings out on the map, so they are going to chase these Reapers away. However, Dell did force Idra fanboy to become supply block during all of this, so you know, he is going to have a little bit less of a drone count as he would normally have had. But the Terran does have the expansion up, does have the bunker up and running, is interestingly enough, not going into Hellions, which is the most normal transition, but he's going to be getting tanks. Or maybe he's going to be switching up the... Probably going to be switching up the Rex with the factory, so that he can get Stim and can get maybe Hellions or Widow Mines. In this circumstance, since he's positioning himself defensively with this wall off and everything, I assume it is going to be Widow Mines, but no. Just wants to keep map control here with the Hellions. The Reapers have been taken out. Zerg taking a third base. Very nicely done there by Idra fanboy. Let's look at the drone count. 41 to 31 SCV. So Zerg not tremendously ahead, but he's doing quite alright for himself, saturating the gases. No lair yet, so should go down very, very quickly here. Otherwise it is going to be way too late for any kind of lair tech. Oh, this is a huge scout for Idra fanboy. Just scouting the third command center. This is really crucial for him to know if the Terran is going a third CC rather quickly or not. Lings jumping around the map. Look at that little dude. Way better and way cooler than the new Zerglings from Heart of the Swarm, the new skins that everybody seems to be doing. Third base just now finished. Still no lair though. That's a little bit peculiar. Do we have a Roach Warren anywhere? I don't think we have a Roach Warren, so no, just double Evo Chamber. Getting those +1/+1 upgrades. The Terran is happily producing his as well, and he's tremendously ahead on the 1/1. So if he's going by any chance, if he's going for a 2/2 timing, he's gonna have an easy time versus the Zerg army, because there is about I think about 1 minute difference between these upgrades. Let us see, 50 seconds. Okay, almost a minute. So he's gonna have a lot of time that he can utilize this. Finally, a lair going down at 9:30 with a Baneling Nest in tow as well. These Hellions are getting cornered here, but this is not the best place for Zerglings to fight Hellions. And a lot of them are going to go down. They will clean up those Hellions in the end, though. So that's good. Finally, the Zerg is establishing himself some map presence. But resources lost show that the turn is quite well off, happily mining off 4 gas. He's going to be transferring this very, very shortly. As soon as these rocks go down, we'll establish a wall off right here, maybe even just save him the time, save himself the time and just attack the other rocks. Thank you, Dustin Brother, for giving us all the rocks on all the maps everywhere. Spire going down for the Zerg. So things are looking pretty normal. Getting the link speed as well. The only thing basically that has gone for Idra Fanboy wrong this game is the fact that he is behind on his upgrades. But other than that, he's following his standard build order to the letter. Of course, you know, since that layer was later by about 1.5 minutes, the Spire is also late as a result. He's not continuing his 2-2 upgrades though, and that's a huge mistake. If you're fighting versus a Terran, you definitely don't want to be missing on your upgrades. Oh, clutch rock destruction there for Dell. So Dell is finally getting some Widow Mines. The Zergling count is rising. Will want to morph some of those into Banelings, but first he needs to get those Mutalisks up. As the first batch of Mutalisks is in production, I imagine he's going to be making Banelings out of some of these. He really has to be careful about the Widow Mines detonations, though. Any Zerglings, basically, that come too close, or Banelings, although using Banelings to kill rocks would be kind of stupid. But any units that come too close to these rocks are going to be blasted to smithereens. Missile turrets coming up because the Terran is not scouting, actually, but has not seen anything. He didn't see any attempted Baneling all-ins, he didn't see roaches, he just saw Lings with speed, and no other gas-heavy units. So he has to assume that, yeah, probably gonna be Mutalisks. I mean, it's too late to be for it to be swarm hosts, kind of. So, you know, if you want to go swarm hosts, you gotta be kind of quick about it. So double drop loaded up. Oh, and he sees it. He sees it. Those Mutalisks should go and hunt down those medevacs. Meanwhile, the Marines here are getting almost taken out by the Zerglings. Well, two very, very hurt Marines do end up living, and the Idra fanboy is like, what the fuck? Oh, this is a really smart choice. He's going to break down these rocks, let these rocks stand, and then he's going to drop into the main, and whenever he's forced out of the main, he's going to unload his units here, let them heal, and no Zerglings will be able to get past. What's the Mutalisk count looking like? Only 13, and they are getting hammered by these explosions from the Widow Mines. Ooh. They really want to get those medevacs. And I don't think Dell is looking at this point. I don't think he's looking there. If he was, probably he would have tried to take some pot shots at the Mutalisks. And looks like Idra fanboy is trying to go for the counterattack. There is a sizable force of Marines. The Terran is already getting +3/+3 attacks. Hive is on the way as well. And if this was supposed to be a double drop into the main, it took its goddamn sweet time getting there, never actually accomplishing anything. And this very small contingent of Marines. If there were Banelings around, this would have already been dead most probably. Oh, those Mutalisks taking a lot of damage from that Widow Mine before it gets taken out, but those Marines will end up dying. At what cost, though? That's what you call having Banelings too late, or not at all, and just ending up being behind because of that. Another drop trying to take out the 4th base, not being successful. Another drop at the 3rd, so the Terran is really pushing the multitasking of Idra fanboy to its max, but so far not achieving all that much. Only 4 drones killed, and the army is not looking that big for Dell, I have to say. He's getting all the upgrades he's going to need in the late game, such as drilling claws, so that he can burrow those Widow Mines quicker. And I like the fact that there is only a token number of Mutalisks, just 8 or 10 or something like that, not overcommitting on the Mutas, trying to save up his gas as much as he can for the inevitable Mutalisk transition, Ultralisk transition. Speaking of which, Ultralisk Cavern going down right now, so not playing the perfect game as a Zerg player, but doing what he can. you know, some of his things are really too late, or have been really too late this game, such as the lair, the ultralisk cavern, the +2/+2, or the upgrades in general. Oh, what was there? He accidentally blew some of his banelings up. This is going to need some very good splitting. The mines are not burrowed. Banelings getting the connections they actually need, decimating the marine quite heavily. But all the units have been killed now, and there is still a contingent of marines remaining here. +3/+3 will be kicking in just now, making those marines exponentially more powerful. The upgrades for the Zerg are still only sitting on +2/+2. And, well, the Zerg is not looking that good. Basically, all Dell has to do is keep on the pressure, not let Idra Fanboy get a massive army up, and he should be able to win this. Trying to attack multiple points at the same time. This small group of Marines is proving to be quite troublesome for the Zerg player at the same time. Dell goes in to kill the 4th base, and this time I fear he will be successful. These units may not get back in time. If he targets down the hatch, he should be able to get it. Oh, but the Widow Mines are all on cooldown. That's 40 seconds. They're not going to be firing. Those Marines get taken out, but the 4th base has fallen. And those Widow Mines are still there. Do we have any Overseers out on the field? Actually, we don't. So, if those drones end up coming back when those Widow Mines are off cooldown and they don't trigger on these Mutalisks, which it doesn't look like it. Nice hits there, but the Banelings did survive. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. But only a single kill on each one, basically. And now the base is going to get denied by the Terran, though, so Dell doing a really nice job. Look at this, 180 supply Terran versus 159 Zerg. Not looking so hot. The Zerg does have a sizable bank, but the Terran denying all these bases the whole time basically results in the Zerg not having as much gas as he would have wanted to. He's trying to replenish on as many Zerglings as possible. He's trying to flood the field with them. Another base may go down here if Idra Fanboy is slow on the defense. And quite honestly, he just could not keep up with the Terran multitasking. So there's a GG. First game of today. Very solid play by Dell. Nicely done there, brother. Nicely done then. Done there. Although, I would be curious to see a rematch of that game, or maybe a resume from replay, take command. If the Zerg actually did not build the lair too late, if the Zerg did not get those upgrades too late, etc., etc., I wonder if those trades would have been so effective for the Terran as they were, as we have seen. I doubt that they would. So, couple of mistakes, basically having stuff too late and having zero Banelings out on the field when the Terran was about to push. That's what caused the Zerg to lose his game. Let's go into game number 2. And if by the way, I have to apologize a little bit, guys. I'm not in the best casting form today because I'm terribly tired. I ran a tournament on Saturday that was like almost 6 hours of casting, and then another 4 hours of casting yesterday, so that's 2 days in a row where I casted the shit out of everything. So my brain is so tired, you wouldn't believe. Second game is going to be a TVP between Zen and Udi. And this is one of the newer maps, Derelict Watcher TE, which stands for Tournament Edition. Oh, thank you very much, Spectre. I always like receiving compliments, of course. Yada yada yada, I have a huge ego. Alright, jumping into the game. Derelict Watcher, a red Terran by the name of You Are Udi. What the hell? You are so Udi. It's gonna be a thing, guys. Trust me. Get on Twitter, hashtag You Are Udi. And his opponent is going to be the blue Protoss IMP Zen, spawning diagonally from him. This is the best spawn location ever on any map if you want to be going for a macro game. And you know, this map only has 2 spawn locations. Now, one funny thing about this map, drops are not as effective on this map as you would have thought. Yeah, there is a huge ridge here, but this is basically the only locations you can drop from comfortably, because you can't hide your medevacs here. You just can't hide them anywhere. They're always going to be shot at. Conversely, if we flip it around, kind of hard to take a third and maintain holding the third for the Protoss player, just because of this little area here where you can, you know, drop, then move the medevac here safely, or here. Third base definitely droppable a lot. So, you know, and we both know 2-base Terran is stronger than a 2-base Protoss half the time anyways. So if you can keep the Protoss on 2 bases and prevent him from getting the third base up, limiting his gas income, over time he's going to run out of gas if you don't donate your units to him like a stupid mofo. So you're going to be in a good position. You don't actually have to take a third as a Terran just because of the mules. You can have a pretty high income just on 2 bases and take the third a little bit later. Don't have to be all that greedy and open yourself up to a push. 2 probes in each gas, so probably going to a Mothership Core Stalker expansion, or maybe even a Stargate, although if it was supposed to be a Stargate, well, this probe is making its way somewhere, trying to hide somewhere, maybe taking the Zolnaga watchtower, or maybe trying to build a pylon somewhere out on the map. I was just going to say that if this was supposed to be a Stargate, it's better to have 6 drones on gas, not 4. But it can be DTs. We shall have to wait and see. First Stalker coming out, skipping the Mothership Core actually, trying to conserve gas. So I'm kind of starting to think that DTs are a high possibility here for the Protoss. On the other side of the map, we do see the reactor finishing up for the barracks, followed by an expansion. This is a very, very cool build. I really like this build. You know, most or sometimes the Terrans kind of wants to get that barracks and go for a factory or maybe 2 additional barracks after the expansion. But getting a barracks with a reactor allows you to get a lot of Marines out quickly, without having the need of adding on additional barracks, and you can still go for an expansion and a factory. The factory will be just a little bit slower, but you will have the ability to pump a lot of Marines. Makes you safe versus a whole lot of things. For example, Oracle harassment, because you are going to have an absurd number of Marines, as opposed to just getting 1 Rax, then an expansion, and 2 additional Raxes. That's just... Or maybe a Rax without a reactor, and then go straight into Widow Mines or tanks or whatever, what have you. And you can end up dying because of that. And looks like this is going to be a 4-gate blink. Wow. So a 1-base all-in coming out of the Protoss. Now getting the Mothership Core. He is going to need that to give himself high ground vision. And I don't think this was scouted by Udi. No, it wasn't. He hasn't seen anything. Should scout the natural base though, because he did not see the natural going down. Usually when the first Stalker is queued up, it is immediately followed by an expansion or a core and then an expansion, which, you know, the Terran can still have his SCV around and scout for that. So he is going to rescout the expansion, and as soon as he doesn't see an expansion, alarm bells and alarm sounds should be going off in the Terran base, and he should be playing just defensively, not even going for the Widow Mine Marine drop, because he will need those Widow Mines to defend. The Stalkers are being warped in. The blink is about to finish. Hellbats are being produced. Very interestingly, this is going to help the Terran somewhat, actually, because the Hellbats have quite a high number of hit points. Did he see? Yes, he did see the Mothership Core, so he unloads the medevac immediately. Good call by Udi. He can't afford having any units out of the base. Nice bait there, baiting the units into the Widow Mine. That was actually a cool play. But he should not be moving out from his base like this. That's not a good call to make. That Widow Mine... Oh my god, is he seriously going to just stand there? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Those shields will regenerate though, so... It's not like the Widow Mine will kill anything. Maybe one Stalker. I did get one Stalker, but that was the Stalker before. Let's see. Is he getting detection? No, he's not getting detection. He's getting a Forge, keeping his Stalkers out on the map, trying to control the space, and following this up with Dark Templars, because of course, you know, Widow Mines can't explode over something that they cannot see. Oh, this is really unlucky. Look at Zen seeing this. So the medevac boosting, those Stalkers are going to try to catch the medevac en route to the base. Terran finally feeling safe enough to expand, but are those Stalkers going to get the medevac? Look at how he's trying to ascertain where the medevac is. Udi did see those Stalkers though. Oh, too late of a blink, but he will get caught here. The boosters are on cooldown. The medevac is going to go down. And that's a huge loss for Udi right there. But he's still ahead in this game, you know. He does have in his expansion, he's able to double produce SCVs. He's got double mules, but he has to throw down additional barracks. Oh my god, such a greedy play. Not the correct choice in this situation, I have to say. I mean, he is ahead. He doesn't need to get so ridiculously far ahead with the upgrades, because really just adding more barracks should have been enough. And now he is in some trouble as he doesn't have enough energy for a scan. Needs a couple more energy in here, but it's not going to do him much because there are no units there. Will he end up... Okay, another DT coming in. Oh, this is really bad. He has to place his scans just right. Meanwhile, this is allowing the Protoss to get an expansion of his own, securing it with cannons against possible future Hellbat drops. Did he just attack click his own... Why didn't he kill the DT? That's what I want to know. One more DT still alive. That was the second scan. He doesn't have more scans. And it's going to be almost a minute before his energy regenerates on at least one of those command centers, so that he does have energy for a scan. Udi is not really handling this situation well at all. Like, I think that's obvious, but I'm just going to state he's not handling this well. Meanwhile, the Protoss is getting +1 armor. The worker supply, Zen is actually pulling ahead in the worker supply. This is just not a good situation for the Terran to be in. Another DT goes down. 19 workers have been killed though. The Terran is down to 15 SCVs only. Stimpack has not been researched, by the way, just the combat shields and the Tech Lab. If it goes down, Stimpack won't be any issue whatsoever in this game. And look at this, Zen. He's just warping in one DT at a time, making sure the command centers stay down on energy. Oh, okay, maybe he reconsidered. Maybe he thinks, okay, that's enough with the DTs. 33 probes for the Protoss. Expansion finished. +1 armor will be finishing very shortly here. Charge on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if he followed this up with a Charge Lot Archon all-in, because that seems to be like the most logical transition out of this. And Udi, well, he's doing the only thing he can do at this point. He has to make the Protoss player pay. He has to strike back, do some damage to his economy. Even getting a Raven so that he can move about the map safely without the fear of getting killed. This is a really nice combination, by the way. A Widow Mine with a missile turret basically kills any DT that comes in sight. DTs are not that fast to avoid the projectile. But Zen, having his Stalkers in position, is he going to blink in? One medevac going down. There's the blink in. Oh, actually not going down. All the units do unload, and this could be the ticket back into this game for Udi. The rest of the army is going Back to the main though, and Udi should be loading up. He can't afford to lose all of these units, leaving some of them behind. Oh, and losing actually all of the medevacs. Well, it's not easy to drop a Protoss that has gone blink since the start of the game. And we are seeing High Templars being morphed in as well. Do we have Storm? No, but I bet he will start researching it very, very quickly here. Of course, if he does want Storm, by the looks of it, he doesn't. He's just going to go for it straight up. Just getting Archons. +1 attack. Okay, this is not the most ideal response that Zen could have done. Really, +2 charge lot follow-up would have been quicker, way quicker, and way more effective. He is adding on additional 4 gates, so he is going for the all-in regardless, just getting the +1 attack instead of the +2 armor. But you know, since he doesn't have any sentries, it doesn't really matter all that much. The Terran just now getting Stim. Stim at 16 minutes. This is a really weird game, guys. I think this is going to be a non-issue actually. Only one bunker, not even being filled up. Another medevac getting taken out. And well, Udi, he's just losing units after units after units. The total resources lost tab shows 4,000 versus 2.5k. And the Protoss does go in. He's going to blink those Stalkers back one by one, or maybe all at the same time to allow those charge lots to go in. Time warp going down. Mothership core will end up getting killed, maybe. No, the game ends before that. It's just this, like I said, it's going to be a non-issue. No bunkers, no stim, no upgrades, no nothing. Udi really handled that DT harassment terribly, setting himself up to lose the game in the long run. Alright, so those were the 2 games that we had, and the final game is going to be, let me just find it. Final game is going to be another ZVT, or TVZ, as it were. It's going to be Winhail versus Sonic on Daybreak. And Sonic is a Grandmaster level player by the looks of things. Winhail, excuse me, is the Blue Zerg, just high masters, maybe top masters. I don't know. I haven't checked the rankings. Actually, you can't check the rankings just by right-clicking on their profile if you're in the replay lobby, which could get fixed by Blizzard. Either way, we do have the top right location belonging to the Red Zerg, Winhail from Warehouse 88. And his opponent is going to be IDS, Sonic, Grandmaster level player, blue color, spawning location bottom left. I don't actually know if this is from North American servers or European servers or SEA or whatever. But I was promised by the player that submitted this game that it is going to be an awesome game. So let us let ourselves be surprised. There we go, showing off my English language skills. Herder. So you know, Daybreak, a very, very old map. This must have been before the... This must have been played either in a tournament, but by the colors, it looks more like it was played on ladder before they removed Daybreak from the ladder map pool. Oh, Sonic actually going to get the hatch block. That's very nice of him. Oh, is he? Oh, he is getting the hatch block, forcing Winhail to take a second hatchery down here at the third. And you know, this is really bad for the Zerg, because the Terran, if I saw correctly, yes, he is going for the gas. He'll be going for Reapers most probably, and if he scouts this base right here, he will start to harass it like there is no tomorrow, and it's going to take the Zerg quite some time to get Zerglings out, and Queens most importantly, to deal with that. He can actually go down there, build a bunker, and just have a very safe spot for the Reapers to sit in while they continue to shoot at the hatchery. You know, he may not get drone kills or anything major, but he will deny the whole entire mining on that base, and that is a huge deal for a Zerg. It's basically just staying on one base. Imagine being a Zerg just staying on one base versus a Terran that's getting a gas and most probably an expansion very, very quickly. That's not a position you want to be in. But oh, Sonic actually deciding to build the bunker at the ramp. I see what his plan here is, though. He's going to try and pick up every single drone that is going to be transferred. Now, when Windhail sees this, he's probably not going to transfer any drones, of course. And he does see it. So, saving one drone there, getting a Spinecrawler. That Spinecrawler can actually be quite useful for him later on. Well, now the bunker's up, and every single Zergling that approaches it is going to die, just like this. Queen is out as well. It is going to help a little bit in the defense, but where did that SCV go? Oh, that SCV is getting chased away by the Zerglings. Really funny, considering it could have hidden inside the bunker. So we have speed going down, we have the expansion for the Terran, the factory, the reactor on the barracks. Everything quite standard. And, you know, usually when you're in a very good position like this, you follow this up with Hellions and just keep the pressure on with Reaper Hellion. Try to kill as many drones as possible, snipe creep tumors, stuff like that. So let us see. This barracks should be getting a tech lab onto itself. Not happening so far, even though he does have the gas for it, so that's a little bit weird. Oh, okay, it's going to be a Hellbat follow-up, probably. He's getting the armory, and that can only mean one thing. Quite a lot of Zerglings out for the Zerg player, so he's going to be just fine for the time being anyways. Perfect pull-off, by the way, perfect pull-out from the extractor here. Just exactly at 100 gas mark. The Hellions out just in time, but a little bit too many links for them, so he's going to wait for a couple more before he moves out. Even getting a bunker, being a little bit scared of a all-in with roaches or something like that. And that is because he has not scouted if the third base has gone down. But, you know, given the fact that the second hatchery was built here, it would be really very, very uncharacteristic and uncommon for the Zerg to not build this base. Regardless of that fact, we do have the roach warren going down, so you know, this is most probably just for defensive purposes. I don't think he will try to do a push with roaches and lings, just because how late the roach warren is, and he really needs to be getting his lair up ASAP instead of just getting hatchery tech units, and he knows it, no doubt. So 4 Hellions, 2 Reapers are going to be cruising around the map, while we do have Hellbats already in production. 4 Hellbats. We have a starport, so he's going to try to double drop maybe, loading up 2 Hellbats immediately, and then loading up the other 2. Lings are trying to clean up the Hellions, but not doing a good job with that. They did kill the Reapers, but the Hellions are still alive, so some number of roaches will be needed, and we see that 7 or 8 of them are in production right now. So those Hellions will not do that much, but it doesn't really matter, because the following strategy is start dropping with Hellbats, you know, and Hellbats, they can withstand a lot of hits. They can withstand some punishment, let me tell you that, at 135 hit points, and having the ability to be healed by medevacs. That's not an easy thing to deal with. So a layer going down straight after those roaches have been produced. Additional gas is not yet taken, but will be shortly. So the Hellbats are unloaded. How many drone kills do they get? Already 4 or 5 drones have gone down. And the second attack is of course going to be going towards the third, because that is likely to be way more saturated than the natural, and the Terran player knows it. So very nice decision making here so far by Sonic. And dropping the main yet again, but there are roaches there who clean up the drop. The third base though is going to lose a lot of drones here. The drones really getting into a bad position, and the Hellbats can do quite a lot from here. Oh my goodness, 22 drones, 23 drones have gone down. That's like half the drone count of the Zerg player. Behind this, the Terran is just sitting pretty, adding on additional racks, getting Tech Lab onto the barracks. And, you know, this is... well... he's not going to have very many aggressive options from this point on. Not until the time the stim finishes. The Zerg player kind of feels that he has to counterattack. And I can't say I blame him. These Hellbat drops are just relentless. If he continues this, if he keeps this up, look at this, even at the natural, he's dropping 3 locations at once. Will he be able to defend this counter push though? He doesn't have any units back home. He has no biological presence whatsoever, and yes, immediately evacuating the natural, but he will not be able to lift the supply depot up. There's quite a lot of roaches here. Will those bunkers finish up in time? And if they do, does he have anything that he can put in them? He has 1 Marauder. As far as I know, the Hellbats can't get into the bunkers. And as long as the roaches are here and they can kill every single unit that comes out of these production facilities, the Zerg can actually come back in this game. All the drones have gone down, so 24 remaining. Where are those drones? Where are those drones mining? Back in the main, so he can still produce some units as long as the Zerg can clean up the Hellbats in his natural base. He's probably going to win this game, as unlikely as it sounds. The natural has been completely gutted. 27 SCVs killed versus 39 drones, but still 23 of them remaining. And right now the Terran has no mining whatsoever, and this is exactly what the Zerg player needs. He needs to maintain this position, keeping the roaches where the production facilities are, killing units one by one, not allowing the Terran to get a massive army presence on the field. And well, the only hope right now for Sonic actually is kill as many drones as I can and lift off the buildings, try to land somewhere, mine for a little bit, try to produce some units, and then just lift off again and mine somewhere else. And it looks like with these roaches, the Hellbats should be cleaned up, and the Zerg will come back into this game very, very shortly, but he will. All the buildings have been lifted off as of this point, so that means no production for the Terran player. Crazy game we are seeing right here. It's not even a base race. It's just a really weird game. So what happens now is the Zerg needs to get a Spire, which is annoying and obnoxious as hell. As long as he can, like, as long as he can split his roaches accordingly and prevent the landing of these orbitals. There we go, Zerglings, Zergling, come on, buddy, do it! Yes, yes, yes. Zergling denying the land. Other Zerglings going after these SCVs. These are the last 9 SCVs actually, or the majority of them. Sonic trying to do what he can though, you know, using the mobility of the speedbacks, dropping on top of the roaches, cleaning them up eventually, so maybe the game will stabilize again. That Zergling was actually attacking the lair. Oh my god! What the hell? Oh my goodness, what the hell? He almost killed his own lair. I'm surprised that Winhell wasn't like, WTF, why do I get pings inside my own base? There are no enemy units there. Why does it say our hive cluster is under attack? Well, I'm not the greatest impersonator, so sorry for that. Alright, so what's the drone count looking like? 23, what's the SCV count looking like? 9, what the income tab is looking like? Even. That's Terran for you. But that's only as long as the mules last. Once the mules expire, the income is going to favor the Zerg player. This hatchery will go down? Oh, if this goes down, then the Terran is actually back in the game. Because the Zerg suddenly is just on one hatchery. He doesn't have the production he needs. Or he would like to reproduce the drones as fast, and he can't move out on the map because just saying that 5 Hellbats is quite a force. He is doing that regardless. If he gets dropped inside his main base right now, okay, there are 6 roaches. They might be able to defend this, but that's only if Sonic starts dropping directly on top of the roaches, unloading the units one by one. Nice pre-split there by Winhale. So I don't think Sonic can do too much here. Unless he just flies behind and drops them into the mineral line. Those roaches need to react. They are being very, very, very lazy. But I think Winhale is focusing on the attack at the Terran front. Widow Mines forcing those roaches back. More and more drones getting killed. 60, 63, 64. These roaches will end up getting cleaned up eventually. Nice save on the Widow Mines with the Overseer there, loading them up into the medevac. Oh my goodness, Sonic's still in this. This is anybody's game still at this point in time. The Siege Tank getting focused down. Winhale up in Sonic's face yet again. What an awesome game we are seeing here. Both players just barely hanging on. Let's see what the APM is for these guys actually. Average is pretty close, 140, 160. And they're both trying to do their best to win. 1 Zergling, 13 roaches, 15 SCVs, and 5 drones. Oh, those tanks. Will they get a shot off? No, they won't. They will get killed very, very quickly. Sonic tries to save that one tank by picking it up, but no, not gonna happen. These 5 drones is all that stands between victory and defeat, most probably. Do we have any army units for... Oh, actually, the Zerg won at this point. He managed to clean up all of the Widow Mines, all of the Hellbats, all of the tanks. And he still does have these roaches out on the field, so probably Sonic is just calming down a little bit. There's a GG! What a funny game. Wow, I'm going to thank Winhale for sending this game to me. This was a really, really, really entertaining game. Whoa. Very nice, very nice. Close game. Very close game. Alright guys, that was today's Cast My Game. I hope you enjoyed. Let me catch up with the chat, so if you have any questions, ask them now before we turn off the stream. DT Archon cheaper than HT Archon? Actually, no. If you're going for a Archon charge lot all-in, it's better to build HT Archons than DT Archons because you will need a lot of minerals for the Zealots. And DTs are more expensive on the minerals than High Templars are. So basically you're warping in High Templars, making Archons out of them, and when you're out of gas, you're just warping pure Zealots off the rest of your gateways. Should have gotten a Banshee. That's actually a brilliant idea. There was no anti-air. No anti-air whatsoever. A Banshee might have saved him. And the Queens have been taken out as well, you know, so... one more game. I'm sorry, not going to do that. I have stuff to do after this. Am I coming to The Hague? Yes, I am coming to The Hague. June 1st, DSCL Finals live event. I will be one of the casters. So if you're going, just go to dscl.nl, reserve a seat so that you can sit comfortably during the whole event while you listen to me cast. Of course, there are going to be other casters, way better casters than me. Of course, Maddles, Illyrian, and others that have not yet been announced. In late game, the gas is rarer. Well, if you're going for Charged Archons, you're not looking to go late game. You're looking to kill the motherfucker right now. If you're going late game, you're not you don't make Archons if you try to go late game. You get Storm, basically. All right, so if there are no further questions, I think I'll be calling it a day. So thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you do have a 1v1 replay, approximately 20 minutes long, plus minus 10 minutes, master versus master level, interesting games, or just a game you want me to cast, send it to BelleNOiR@seznam.cz with the title "Cast My Game." Include a short description. Tell me your player name. Tell me what roughly transpired during the match, so that I have an easier time selecting the replays. The VODs will be up on the YouTube tomorrow, the latest. So hello to everybody watching from YouTube. Love you all, guys. And stay tuned for more Cast My Game shows, more guests on the show, more events, and if you want to play in the next tournament, well, you might as well follow my Twitter and Facebook, because in the next couple of weeks we'll be making an announcement regarding that. So that's going to be everything from me. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay safe, good luck, have fun, and remember to storm first and ask questions later.